today is Rally Innovations has gotten a new set of wheels for their Subaru project car they're starting on, a new set of tires, and some of these shop TPMS sensors. Now technically, you're going to want to put this in after it's got the tire on it. But what we're going to do here is we're going to take this valve stem. Comes like this. This is a special tool. This has actually been borrowed from Discount. And we put this through here. We screw this on. Get this all the way threaded on. We don't want to pull the threads off the valve stem and have to buy more. We do that. Then we come in here and we're just going to put some pressure down on the wheel. We pull it till it pops. Bam, that thing's installed. Then we're going to grab our sensor right here. You can see it. This is an actual auto programming sensor. We can just throw it in the car. It's going to rotate. The computer's going to pick it up. It's going to find whatever ID it finds it by, and it's going to make it work. It works for a whole bunch of different makes and models. They have everything you need over at Shop TPMS on their website to do any of this. But what we're going to do right now,
any make and model.
Yeah, they can do almost every make and model. I mean, I'm not going to say all because I didn't read the entire list, but this is how this works. If you look right here, you see the two flats. That's called a D, double D type of pattern, like they use in steering shafts. So it's half round, flat and flat. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here. Now, we can twist our guy if we need to. But bam, this is a T10. With a hole in the center. You don't need that. It's just a regular T10 goes in there. It'd be nice to have a magnetic T10. And then we just want to snug it down. I'm sure there's a torque spec for this. I am unaware of it. More than likely, you're going to be taking this to your local tire shop. So when you get there, they know what they're doing. The point is that they charge an exorbitant amount for these sensors. And from what I was looking, these seem quite cheap in comparison. Bam, tight. Now there's a pressure sensor inside that wheel. Now the reason why we don't put this on before the tire, and you'll see right now, we're going to want to take this off when we take it in and take the screw out. But the tire actually has to come from the front of the wheel right here, and you slide it over the top. We don't want the bead of the wheel to break our brand new TPMS sensor. So once we put this in here, we're good to go. What do we got in here? Oh yes, our neighbors down the street, Baja Designs. Yeah, that's a pretty dope light, Kendall. Can you imagine those? We got some lights here for our fog lights. These go down in the original spot. These are from Baja Designs. They're real local to where we're standing right now. The best in the business as far as I'm concerned. I run one on all my cars. So in here, we have a light bar, some other lights. I think there's 4 more lights in here from Rally Innovations that are Baja Designs lights with the bracketry to mount them on the Subaru. So it's going to be real cool to have these where the factory fog lights are with the switch you have in the car, already wired, already working, very minimal, no mess, no fuss. This is the way to go. These are going to be brighter than I think you're allowed to legally have on. But being that they're amber, which cuts through any particulate in the air, fog, dust, we call them dust lights in the off-road racing world. Keeping these low on the car allows you to see out further than blinding yourself with a wall of white light. So the amber actually penetrates a little further, which has a lot to do with wavelengths of light. Then we have our white lights in here. We're not going to open those yet because you know what happens. You open them, then you lose all the pieces. These will go back in this box real easy. And thanks to John for setting that all up. It's nice to have all the actual bracketry. Then we got some of these Falken Wild Peak ATs. These are perfect for if you're going to be cruising around, driving on the streets. You're going to be hitting some trails. You want to go camping. You want to do your stuff. This is a good, tough tire. It's got a good, thick sidewall in it. This is going to be no noise going down the road, but it'll work on a lot of your, what I would call dragged trails, right? We're not for rock crawling, clearly. We're in a Subaru, but this will go perfect. Kind of mobbing out in the desert, going through the mountains, seeing some good sights, going by some old mining operations that have been shut down, whatever it is that Tim decides to do with it. All right, we're back here working on the Rally Innovations Subaru. John and Tim have gotten this new set of wheels and tires. These are the new Wild Peak AT Trail tires. These are really designed for what we're doing here on the Subaru. We're trying to get a little bit better off-road performance for going out camping, being able to get down the trail. If we encounter some mud, ice, snow, that's what these are designed for. They're a real heavy tire, really durable, but they're still gonna work great on the highway. We do live in Southern California, so 80 mile an hour is about our speed limit, although it's unwritten. These are gonna be able to take all the abuse of the road and the heat, but also the trails. So when Tim goes out camping in this thing, it's gonna be good to go. We're gonna start by taking off these mall crawler tires over here. These are fine, these are good. I'm sure they're doing just all right, but they're getting a little old, they're getting a little hard. We're gonna go to something that's a little fresher, softer, and a way more aggressive tread pattern to it. Something that's a little bit better for getting down the trails. So we're gonna start here with our 19mm socket. We're gonna rip these wheels and tires off, and we're gonna get to putting these on. We're also gonna check on the brakes we installed in here previously and see how they're doing after about 4 months of driving. All right. All right, before we throw on these new Falken Wild Peak AT trails and our new wheels, we want to check out our brakes. These have been on here for about 4 months. They've been daily driven, basically. They look really good. The gas slots can go either way, real aggressive this way. This thing's mainly being used to drive around, run errands, and maybe hit a few camp spots. But they're looking great. Pads don't look like they've worn at all. They bedded in pretty well from our bed-in procedure. Now we can go ahead and throw our new tires on. Tim over here was saying that these are heavy, but compared to a 40, these are nothing. Perfect. We have new lugs. Here we go. Now in these tires, we have some new TPMS sensors in there. These will get programmed to the actual computer, and I believe all we have to do is drive them. So that'll be interesting. If not, it's not too hard to run down to a tire store and have somebody program in your TPMS sensors. It just needs to know where the tire is on some cars, whether it's front left, front right, spare, and or just be able to tell that it has 4 tires, and that if they are low, to send it through the CAN bus module and tell the dash to illuminate your low tire pressure light, so you don't go driving around on flats and have a serious blowout. Underinflated tires is the number one reason for failure of tires. As soon as you start getting deflated in here, you start wearing out the sidewall. It puts a lot of stress here because the bubble's on the bottom and it goes to this shape at the top, gets crunched, comes back up, crunched, comes back up. You start to work that. It's kind of like if you have a ballpoint pen, you take the top off and you flick the top back and forth and it gets real hot. You're really stressing the material. You're fatiguing it in here. So we want to make sure we're always at the right pressure. I need to go there. All right, now we're not going to just slam these on with the gun. When we're done, we're going to look up the torque spec and we're going to torque these down to spec. But we do need to have them snug because they are hub-centric, but also lug-centric. So all these cones in here got to line up. So as you pull one down, it pulls them around. I'm sure the first one I tightened is not as tight as it was, but we'll come through here and we'll run our star pattern and make sure everything is torqued down properly. It's a very nice tread pattern. This is for water. It's got a lot of siping in it, so it's going to be real grippy. The shoulder looks really nice. I really like this tread on the side in case you get up near some rocks, a little bit of protection, a little bit of grip. Same both sides. It's a non-directional tire. I like it. all the brakes seem to be looking really good. The benefit of this wheel is we can actually see the brakes now. All right, you see this yellow dot right here? This is the heaviest part of the tire. Technically, this should be down here at the valve stem. You'll notice that the weight is, oh, there's a spider in there. The weights are actually over near this, so maybe it could have balanced a little better over here, maybe not. Maybe they had it on one way or the other. I wasn't there, but these got ran down to the tire shop, mounted and balanced. Not a big deal, not the end of the world, but if you are mounting them at home or you have the wherewithal to be able to mount them or you're doing some bead locks, usually you mount this yellow dot right where this guy is, because the heaviest part of the tire, and this is the part of the wheel that's missing some material, so it's the lightest portion of the wheel as far as balance goes. You think they're gonna work?
Hey,
It takes up space on the property.
it doesn't bother me. I can do that.
It's more place to store crap, you know what I mean?
If I, all right. Well, let me get back with you, and I will barter out or help you.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Well, if they work out, I'm happy for you. For sure. They've just been taking up. All right, now it's time to go torque these things. Oh, it looks better with some black wheels on it. We brought a lot more manliness to this thing right now. It's no longer your wife's Subaru. All right, so this pulls up and it's in metric. We are SAE guys here, but it's supposed to be 73.8 foot-pounds. We're gonna run 74. I think that's within a 5% margin. All right. Our size 1 is our factory size, is 26.7 inches tall. We are 1 inch taller at 27.7 inches. We're a little narrower, which isn't a bad thing. Our sidewall is a lot bigger because we went from a 17 to a 15. That's going to give us more forgiveness when we hit a sharp rock or a ledge, or, you know, in case you want to curb it in front of your buddy's house. It is a much larger tire, so if you're worried about your speedo, you can get a little tuner and go in there and change your wheel and tire size to get the correct mile per hour. But basically, we're going to be going just a little bit faster than what the speedo says. We'll check that against the GPS on our phone. And basically, here's how it works. This takes 754 rotations of the tire to go 1 mile. And the new one only takes 729 rotations to go 1 mile. Got Tim inside the car. We're going to start it up. We're going to turn these tires. This is now almost a 28-inch tall tire. Turn it all the way locked. Roll forward a little bit. All the way locked. Hold it locked. Come forward. No rub there. Let's go check the other side. We want to see, hold lock. Right here, we're getting close. We're getting close right in here. But I can still wave my finger through there. It's not touching yet. We'll see how that does. If anything, this is a plastic cover. We can trim that or heat it up and push it back. All right, swing it. All right, cleared this guy here, and we got plenty of room back in here. We're looking good. We have room to our strut here. We're looking really good. All right, straighten them out, Tim. All right, back it out. Let's see what we got. Look at how much better that tread looks on there. It's a much meaner looking tire. Gripping really good out of the box. Well, we just went out and tested it on the confidence course, and it did really well. These actually grip really well. We've been around that track a few times on those old tires, and you come up on that face and you have to back up and hit it with some momentum. I can stop there, I can take off. We went through a whole bunch of ruts and bumps and off-camber stuff. I didn't hear any tire rubbing. This tire at 27.7 inches tall fits in here real nice. I gotta say, they were absolutely grippy. We've driven a lot of tires on that confidence course. We've had solid axle vehicles out there that haven't performed as well as this does, as much as I probably don't want to admit it. But now that we've gone and run this thing through the confidence course, and we know the tires don't rub, we're gonna come in here and we're gonna retorque the lug nuts. We'll probably check them again in another week or so, but there's new paint on the wheel, powder coat. You got the powder coat or paint on the lug nut itself, and that stuff's just all kind of getting squished together. We're gonna come back through, torque them back down to 74 foot-pounds again, and let Tim go on his way. And action.